Welcome back to the show. We put very little stock in our opinions, but we're not loath to give them. Repeat that one twice. Now, let's look at some more ball games. It's getting exciting. Now we're starting to know a little bit more about the teams. This is very exciting to me. Donna North and Mission. Donna is at Mission. Now, Mission's had a tough struggle early on, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. The first week looked like they were going to pull the upset against Mission Vets. Lost it late. Last week, didn't really go the way they wanted either.
No, Hannah's not bad, though. I was telling you about Hannah. They're not too shabby, man.
So Donna North, actually, they can score.
Yeah.
Donna North can score.
Yeah.
They just, they're a young team.
Well, look, these guys are just learning the ropes. And, boy, wouldn't that be neat to go over to Mission and get a win? I think it's going to be tough for them to do, but, one of these days the Chiefs are going to be beating up on people. It's maybe sooner than later, like I said last week. Okay, Rio comes off the loss to Port Isabel, which it played fairly well, actually. I think an 11-point loss or 9 against a Palmview team that's scoring some points.
Yeah,
81 points in 2 games.
And I've seen the video. Their offense isn't overly complex.
Yeah.
They're keeping it simple.
Yeah.
But it's working right now. They're gaining yards. They're almost like 3 yards. What was it?
And a cloud of dust.
3 yards and a cloud of dust.
Of course, it would be a clump of those black little balls that come up. There's no
here.
dust anymore. Yeah. Well, okay. So Palmview surprising. Rio at 0-2. I think that's a better team than the record states. They led Port Isabel.
Yeah.
They were up 13-7, right? So, they played a pretty good ball game. The quarterback, Gorena, had, 230-something yards. He had a pretty good ball game. So, I expect that they'll be tough. That's a good ball game. A lot of people say, wow, Palmview and Rio. No, that's a good ball game for the week 3.
And look, neither of them want to go 0-3. It's going to be one of those games where, this is what their last game before they go into district.
I think so. Yeah. Some districts will start up a week after next.
Yeah. So you're going to see them try to do stuff just to get that win.
Well, I was impressed with the way the Rattlers played PI. Okay, Harlingen South. They let down late. I think they got tired against Vela, 42-17, but they were in the ball game till the 4th. Weslaco East.
I think what you're going to see is East is going to pound the ball. They're going to pound the ball, which is what you're supposed to do against Harlingen South. I was wrong. The first week I said they had 38. I heard 34 the other day from one of the coaches.
Wow, it's like
18 kids played both ways against Weslaco. I'm not sure how many played.
The Iron Men of Harlingen South.
Yeah, look, it's a hard thing to do is to play with that little of players. And, you're playing against a Weslaco East team that pounds the ball.
And have a lot of kids.
Yes.
They always have like 60 guys. Look here. 34 guys, well, all 34 better do something. That's what I'm saying. If you have a team of 60, you can have 10 or 12 guys that just kind of hang out, look like they have the coat hanger still in their uniform.
Yeah.
But you can't have that with 34. They got to play.
Yeah.
But it's a great opportunity for the second team. Put me in, coach, and let me see what I can do. It's a great ball game. Weslaco East had some defensive guys come up last week, right? That little freshman Vargas ran a fumble back for a touchdown. Hello, and there's the gift, right? And that I got love. And the other kid, Villarreal, the defensive back, he got himself a pick. So, I was wanting to see who those guys were for the Wildcats on defense, and so far so good for them.
Yeah, and we thought the first game against who was it, Rivera? We thought, okay, maybe their defense isn't that good. And some coaches had told me they saw them play Mission in the scrimmage. They didn't look that great. They couldn't stop the.
That's because Burgett is tricky, man. He had the real team out there eating pizza at Cece's Pizza down the street from the stadium, and he sent some other cats in, man.
Yeah, they're a great team. They're a great team. I think they're you got to say they're the favorites in that.
They're the buzz team in the Valley right now.
Yeah.
For what they've done, they got the buzz, man. That's interesting. Okay, South against East. Don't count South out.
No.
By any means. Corpus Christi King at Weslaco. Okay, Kings won 1 and lost 1. Weslaco beat Don, I guess 14-13. Coach Tony makes me laugh. And if you don't understand what was in the paper, for years and years and years, he is always known as a guy who uses all his time out, so it got to be kind of a silly thing with him and the coaches and the fans giving him a hard time. But you know what? That may have had something to do with the fact that Donna missed that field goal at the end. Although I truly believe in Donna's kicker, he had 2 field goals before. They've always got good placement kickers. I mean, you go back the last 8 or 10 years. So that's just a one-shot deal, and I believe that kid will be a great kicker all the rest of the year.
Yeah, look, if you saw last year's game, same thing. It's pretty much identical.
Yeah, it's like Ohio State, Michigan. Even when one used to be better or worse than the other, they'd be 14-13 at the end. That's a great football game. Yeah. So now what happens here? King's not bad. Weslaco, I think, who knows? They always get on a roll at the right time, and they'll surprise you, man. They didn't look that great in the first game, but hey, here they are, man.
Yeah, and they can move the ball. I saw it in the first half against Donna. They were able to move the ball. They get down to about the 20,
but didn't put it in because it was 3-0 to have.
Yeah. So they've got to run those. You get those drives to go all the way through.
Eric Gonzalez, man, that guy made the money run. 64-yard touchdown right there. They didn't have a ton of yards, but that guy hit the home run when they needed it. All right, PSJ Memorial at Rowe.
I don't understand Rowe.
Man, golly, Mercedes put it on Rowe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right away, too. It wasn't even
20-0 in the first or something such.
Yeah.
I watched that video. Golly.
Yeah, I was in awe because I thought we talked about Rowe, what they did against Edcal Chelsea. Mercedes put it on them.
Here's an interesting thing. I'm not the type to do something like this the wrong way. I want to talk about the fact that Pettis came in. John Pettis, I believe his name. He came in, had over 200 yards. Bosquez went out. Was Bosquez injured?
I don't know.
Do you know? Okay,
no, I don't know.
And I'm not one of these guys, the quarterback controversy. Some guys, you pick up the paper and you feel like you're watching the pros or something. I don't like to do that. I guess looking on the bright side, it gives you two quarterbacks who can play, as long as Bosquez isn't hurt. But boy, Mercedes, man.
Yeah,
we're going to get to them in a minute, but Rowe's got to come back. I think they will. But PSJ Memorial, too, with the loss. Both those teams looking for some redemption in week 3.
Yeah, and they're both great teams. It's at McAllen.
Yeah.
Normally I'd say home field advantage, but McAllen, the stadium's so big and never field.
Yeah, the cavernous Memorial Stadium.
But PSJ Memorial's a good team. I guess if it's the team they had the first week, they're going to put some points.
That's the thing, dude. Is it you look at that first week, the second week, third week? There we'll be able to draw the line. So that's important for both teams to reestablish the momentum they had in week 1. All right, Los Fresnos of PSJ North, another team from the Tri-Cities area. North is another team. They won the first week, almost came back on Brownsville Vets, but they didn't have enough.
Yeah, I like Los Fresnos because of their size. The first week, they lost that nail biter.
And they tried field goal. They almost did the same thing against that Cats, but they hung on, man. Golly.
Look, they can put points up. I wonder if they can do it for 4 quarters. But
did you see how they scored 2 touchdowns against Cats? I think it was a fumble return, a block punt. What I always say, you get a touchdown on special teams or in some funny business way, that always helps the effort. You're probably going to win that game. And if you get 2, then there's almost no way you can lose.
I am amazed, though, that PSJ North is picking up the spread so well because they picked it up. I mean, a lot of teams struggle with it.
Yeah.
George Payne's team is just...
I think the reason the kids pick it up sometimes because they like it. It's not like running the Veer that's hard to. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of fun to go out there and throw the ball around and to pull it, pick it up, throw it.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's more active. It maybe fits in with the way a young kid is and his personality, as opposed to if you wanted to try to get him to run the wishbone or something like that. Well, so these are some pretty interesting games. You want to just keep on going there for a minute?
Yeah, let's go.
Donna and Hannah. Okay, we already talked a little bit about both. Hannah looked pretty good, beating Mission. Donna 1-1. Who wins that game down at Sam's? A triple header at Sam's, you know that?
Yeah.
I think it is. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 in the evening. That'd almost be worth going to see.
Look, I like Donna.
Yeah.
And I like Doherty. I think they played a rivalry game, and you know how those rivalry games go. I like Donna's chances in this game, but Hannah has some players.
They're not bad.
We saw them play economy.
Hannah's not bad at all. I'll tell you, man, I like Doherty's action, but I don't like to see a quarterback run that many times. He had 28 carries. Is that right? That's a lot. And you would carry the ball that much, you ask, and you get hurt. So, but I'll tell you what I like about Doherty. If you watch on one of the key plays, a touchdown, what an unbelievable catch of a very high snap that was almost by him. And then he had the presence of mind to make a move. A lot of kids don't catch the ball. They're like, oh boy, and it's minus 12. No, I'm impressed with that kid. But I still want Lamonte to hurry back so they can have 2 great players, 2 quality players. All right, Lopez and Pace, it's time. It's time for one of them to say, no, we're not a bottom feeder, man. So which one will it be, I wonder?
I don't know. I actually was at an event with our good friend Clay Williams the other day.
Indeed.
And we got to see Coach Starkey. By the way, Coach Starkey's huge.
Don't say that wrong. Yeah, it gets you.
Luckily,
Starkey
he
cool.
He didn't know who I was, so that's good.
Right, yeah.
So he must be a fan of the show. But look, I do like Pace in this game.
Yeah.
I think Pace can put up some points. I mean, I think they can, but
maybe Pioneer's that good.
Yeah.
So they only got 8 against them, but no, I like the quarterback Cisneros too, man. I think Pace has a pretty good chance. Now Porter, this is great. Porter plays a team from Nuevo Leon. That's classic. So you know what you get. You sometimes you get a team that's like high school and they're little bitty.
Or
and sometimes you get the college guys and they beat you 47-0 like Monterey Tech.
Yeah.
So, but Porter, you got to hand it to him, man. 31 points. They had a good game. Their quarterback has beautiful hair. I will say that. Have you seen him? Alvarado has an amazing hair. Man.
Yeah, that was a great game. I mean, talk about rivalry.
31-7. Payan to the house.
Yeah.
About 6 points, man. Awesome. Hey, what was the guy from Mission Vets a couple of years ago? Adrian. Remember he had the hair?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had some good hair. I want to make an all-hair team. Morales, yeah, big boy, yeah. But I like Alvarado's hair.
Yeah.
Good,
But yeah, it's going to come down to which Nuevo Leon team are they playing.
I know, yeah. If they come out and there's mariachis, you're okay.
Yeah. If the guy comes out and he's got more scruff than you and I.
For instance, I was dove hunting this weekend. I kind of got all raggedy and I didn't have a chance to change. I hope it doesn't offend anyone. Pay no attention to that ugly image on your screen, but take a break and we'll be back on the show.